Hello geometry students, today's learning target is to solve proportions that involve quadratic equations. If we look at problem number 1, we're going to cross multiply the x minus 3 and the x minus 2. So we'll write down x minus 3 times x minus 2, and that'll equal 3 times 14. When I do 3 times 14 on my calculator, I will get 42. And in the red, we're going to have to distribute, so we'll get x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. Combining like terms, x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 42. We'll subtract 42 from both sides. So x squared minus 5x minus, let me get my calculator out here, minus 36 is equal to 0. So now we need numbers that add to negative 5 and multiply to negative 36. So those two numbers that will be negative 9 and a positive 4. So then this will factor into x minus 9 times x plus 4, and that's equal to 0. We'll set both parts equal to 0. Add 9 to both sides, and we'll get x is equal to 9. Subtract 4 from both sides, and x is equal to negative 4. So there are two answers here, 9 and negative 4. Before we take a look at problem number 2, we'll just take a look at problem number 3. Again, I'm going to cross multiply. So x times x minus 2, that'll equal 4 times 30. So we're going to distribute. So we'll get x squared minus 2x is equal to 120. We'll subtract 120 from both sides. X squared minus 2x minus 120 is 0. So now we need numbers that multiply to negative 120 and add to negative 2. Those two numbers are going to be negative 12 and a positive 10. So when I factor this, it'll be x minus 12 times x plus 10 is 0. Set both parts equal to 0. Add 12, and we'll get x is 12. And on the other side, we'll subtract 10, and we'll get x is negative 10. So the answers to problem number 3 are 12 and negative 10. If we look at problem number 2, it's similar to problem number 1. So we're going to cross multiply again. So I'm going to write down x minus 5 times x minus 3, and that'll be equal to 2 times 24. So 2 times 24 is 48. When I distribute, I'll get x squared minus 3x minus 5x plus 15. We'll combine like terms. X squared minus 8x plus 15 is 48. We'll subtract 48 from both sides. So x squared minus 8x, and I'm going to get a calculator out and subtract those two numbers. I'll get minus 33 is equal to 0. So we need two numbers that multiply to negative 33 and add the negative 8. Those two numbers are going to be negative 11 and positive 3. So this factors into x minus 11 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. So x minus 11 is 0. X plus 3 is 0. We'll add 11 to both sides. So x is equal to 11. We'll subtract 3 from both sides in the other equation, x is equal to negative 3. So the two answers are 11 and negative 3. And finally, let's look at example number 4. It is similar to number 2. We're going to again cross multiply. So 4 times 24 is equal to x times x minus 4. Doing that on my calculator, 4 times 24 is 96. And then we'll distribute. And then distributing in green, we'll get x squared minus 4x. We'll subtract 96 from both sides. And we'll get x squared minus 4x minus 96 is equal to 0. So we're looking for numbers that multiply to negative 96 and add to negative 4. This might take a little bit of time to do that, but it is negative 12 and positive 8. So then this factors into x minus 12 times x plus 8 is 0. So x minus 12 is 0. X plus 8 is 0. We'll add 12 to both sides. So we'll get x is 12. We'll subtract 8. And we get x is negative 8. So the answers to problem number 4 are 12 and negative 8.